You're Tyler Harrow here. Please get underneath your man and battle for positioning. There is no reason you have to front this player all the way out there. And there's no backside help, so once a pass gets made, it's over. Okay, Kevin Love is coming to hedge. You cannot hedge this high. You've got to keep Fred VanVleet from splitting this. So Kevin Love hedges. There's too much room here. Like, VanVleet splits this hedge, game over. If you're Caleb Martin and you want to be in the gaps defensively, you got to rotate to the ball immediately. Stop. So if you want to get in the gaps, you got to come down now because your feet have to be set if you're coming into the gaps. See, look at Caleb Martin. Waiting. Like, it's over. Now you're trying to get in the gaps. You have to move your feet inward. You're never getting back outward now, and it's just rip and go for Precious Achiuwa. Okay, so Pascal Siakam in the open floor. Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin here have no chance of guarding Pascal Siakam one-on-one. I mean, it's transition defense. It happens. It's not their fault. So Gabe Vincent's going to have to get underneath here, okay? Like, way underneath, because Caleb Martin's going to have to play on Pascal Siakam's side. You got to force him into help. There's got to be help. If you stunt, your feet are set, in a defensive stance, you'll be able to recover. But Pascal Siakam and Caleb Martin going one-on-one right now is not helpful for the Heat. Heat are in a zone. We have problems. Caleb Martin's guarding nobody in the zone. You got to guard this player here because this player's got to guard this player here. So you got to take the middle of the zone now, okay? And Cody Zeller certainly has to stay here. So look, this is it right there. Stop. Caleb Martin's guarding nobody. So now Zeller's got to worry about two different people, and that is not possible. This is bad transition defense by these two Heat players here. We're not going to see them, but when the ball is still below the half-court line, don't worry about the ball. Worry about the players that are beyond the half-court line. So let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, so here comes a miss. Here comes Scotty Barnes. All right, stop. So right here. All right, see, this player was worried about the ball, okay? The ball was beyond half-court, and this player could easily guard the ball, or Tyler Herro could. Those two players here could not easily guard this Raptors player here, which is where you should be worried about, and you weren't. Doubling on Anunoby here is fine, but stop. You got to rotate. So Caleb Martin's, if this player, Precious Achiuwa is going to cut, you certainly have to rotate here. I mean, absolutely. And then if this ball gets kicked to your man, this player would rotate here, and then Zeller would go here. But when you don't rotate here, I mean, this is a real problem. Again, Caleb Martin is fronting the post at the three-point line. Just get underneath your man and battle for positioning. So you front the post, backside help is late stop. So now this is essentially a double, not essentially, it is a double team on the ball. So Kyle Lowry's got to be the one to step up here. This pass can't get made. Like, there's no rotating to Chris Boucher right here, or it's extremely late, and it's from the wrong player anyways. Okay, we got a problem right here. The Heat are in a zone. Two people guarding the ball. No. Now, I don't know if this is why Tyler Herro bites on this pump fake because he knows he has a second defender. Well, he shouldn't. This is one-on-one. This player should be here. This player, who is guarding nobody, should be down here. Bam, Adebayo, this player here. So what does that do? Well, of course, it's going to leave someone open, but it also, when the shot goes up, it screws up box-out assignments. Caleb Martin's got to worry about now two Raptors players, which, of course, isn't possible. Could Caleb Martin please just battle for positioning here and guard Siakam? This gamble is just atrocious. I mean, come on. Terrible switch. I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, did Tyler Herro say switch? It certainly doesn't look like it because Kyle Lowry is still guarding the ball. So now we have two people guarding the ball, Kyle Lowry switching late, and problems occur from that. So Scotty Barnes is posting you up here. I mean, it's at the three-point line. This is still him posting you up. So you gotta get up and you gotta make initial contact with Scott. The second Scotty Barnes comes this way, he's got to be feeling contact from you. He doesn't. See, look at this. You're not doing anything. So now Scotty Barnes is going to be the one that's dictating where you go on defense, and that's not a good thing. Got a stagger screen. You got to communicate this. This player's got to go under this first one, over this second one. Look at this player's going over this first one. So look what happens now. Look at this space. You have no chance of even coming close to defending the second one. Okay, so this is multiple people's fault here. First of all, if Kevin Love's hedging, Fred VanVleet cannot turn the corner on Kevin Love. Now, this defender here has got to do a better job of getting up here. You have backside help on this player's roll. But look at this. So Kevin Love's got to hedge higher, but this player also got to do a better job of closing this area off here so that VanVleet can't split through. But anyways, VanVleet turns the corner, and you're in trouble. What is Tyler Herro doing? If you want to be in the gaps, you have to have your feet set. You also can't just be looking at the ball, which Tyler Herro is. So, I mean, like, you know, If you're Kevin Love here, like the shot goes up, you got to be way more physical with Jakob Poeltl and boxing him out. Like this is just not good. Look at Kevin Love. I mean, that is not boxing out using one arm. I mean, please. Get organized in transition. If Bam Adebayo's taking the ball, say so, because Kevin Love needs to know to go here. I mean, that communication clearly doesn't happen. Again, this disastrous zone from the Heat. Bam Adebayo's guarding nobody. Cannot happen. He's got to come here. Kevin Love's got to get up here. If you're guarding nobody in a zone, like in man-to-man, you're leaving somebody in a zone. Okay, so Bam Adebayo is totally out of position here to guard Fred VanVleet. His feet aren't even level to one another. Okay, so Victor Oladipo's got to come here in the gaps with his back to the baseline in a defensive stance with his feet set. And Adebayo's got to play on VanVleet's side. Force him into this gap help here where Oladipo can stunt. If his feet are set and he's in a defensive stance, he'll be able to recover and no three-point shot will be given up. But Bam Adebayo's trying to guard one-on-one now, and that is not productive. Wow. Again, the Heat are in a zone. Oh, look. Cody Zeller is guarding air. Not going to work. You got to get over here so this player can go here. When this screen is set, it looks like the Heat want to switch. So this player's got to step up here. Tyler Herro's got to take this player, the screener. I mean, what are we even looking at? All right, if you're Cody Zeller, you've already lost. You're in drop coverage. You have to have your feet set in a defensive stance because you got to be able to guard the ball, and then when a pass gets made, shift over. See, look at this. I mean, all you're doing is backpedaling. You have zero chance of shifting over when this pass gets made. Here's a problem. The Heat are trapping. You cannot stand here. We are not worried about this player 2 passes away on a trap. We are worried about one. You got to get up. This player's got to get over here. Okay, if the trap is good enough, this pass shouldn't be able to get made. Or if it does, somebody should be able to rotate down, either here or here. But when you let this pass get made, stop. Now, these players are 1 pass away. And that is not good. So Cody Zeller's in drop coverage right now. Okay, he was guarding Achiuwa. He's now in drop coverage. Okay, so once this pass gets made, Zeller's got to go back to Precious Achiuwa. That's his man. Like, you're no longer in drop coverage anymore. You got to get back to guarding your man. And Cody Zeller is not doing that. Okay, so Kyle Lowry's beat off the dribble. Okay, that requires a double team. This player's got to slide down so this lob pass doesn't get made. So now the wing is open. So this player is not going to be able to guard on the wing. So you got to understand that, all right? Like, you've got to play on this player's side. Duncan Robinson is right here standing and waiting to help you. So play on his side, force him to where Duncan Robinson is. But you're guarding the ball one-on-one, not forcing him into any help. See, Duncan Robinson would still be right here, and that's just not productive. If you're Tyler Herro right now, you shouldn't be comfortable with OG Anunoby standing here. You should be battling for positioning right now. Right? Battling now. Like, look who's initiating the contact here. It's OG Anunoby. So now you're again fronting the post. That again brings a second defender. And that again leaves someone wide open.